Hi everyone, and I hope you have had a fantastic half term with lots of relaxing in the beautiful sunshine. Now we are going to be going back to our maths lessons. So last week we had a bit of a revision week where you had a chance to go back over a lot of the things that you've already learned. So as you already looked, we were focusing on multiplication, division, okay? So now you should be experts at these, and that is going to help you with our work this week. So, as we are going to work on fractions this week, okay, so we're going to be looking at half of a shape, okay? Before we get started, you are going to need pencil, a fair bit of paper today because you're going to be cutting out some shapes for me and then doing half of that shape. And you might need some other objects if you'd like to help you draw your shape. So if you want to find something that is a triangle or a circle that's going to help you to draw around to create your shape, then that is fine as well. Okay? So, like we always do, we are going to have our flashback 4. So on our flashback 4 today, there is some things that we have already looked at. So we've got sharing equally. We've got doubling, which we've already covered, and groups of. And then something we're very familiar with is our addition. So please stop the video now and then continue with that flashback 4. Now you've completed that one, please move on to the next flashback 4 and stop the video. So this is a bit of time for you to think, okay? So this is a bit of a problem. Bella is given a piece of paper that has been folded in half. It now looks like this. So as you can see the shape, what is it? Well done, it's a triangle. So the piece of paper must have been a triangle before it was folded. This is what Bella was thinking. Do you agree with what Bella was thinking? And can you explain your thinking? So why do you think she is right or why do you think she is wrong? Can you prove if she is right or if she is wrong? So you might want to get your pieces of paper now and try and work out how you could find half after it's been folded. So stop the video now while you are trying to solve that problem, and then I'm going to go through the answers on the next one. So, I do not agree with Bella, and I can explain. Bella could have started with a triangle. Of course she could have, because she could have folded the triangle in half and then had another triangle. But it could have also been a square or a rectangle, because if I did a square, you could see there she has folded it in half. So she started this corner and all she has done is folded it into this direction. So that is one way. Or as I said, it could have been a rectangle. So well done if you got that correct at home. So let's have a think of our next one. The triangle is split in half. Is this true or false? Can you explain your answer? So while you are trying to work this out, please stop the video if you need to. If you already know, that's fantastic. So it is not true, it is false, because this is not half. They do not have two equal parts. When we have half, it has to be equal on both sides. And we've already learned about equal and unequal, so this is going to be very helpful for you today. So let's begin with our problem of the day. There once were two farmers living in England. They were given this flower bed from their family. How could the two gardeners share the flower bed equally? What shape is the flower bed to begin with? So that's the first thing I want you to think about. And then how could they share this shape equally? So stop the video now. You might want to draw out the flower bed or cut out the flower bed and then fold it and show me how you would do that. I'm going to go through the answers on the next page. So the flower bed is a square shape. So well done if you said that at home. The gardeners could split the flower bed into equal parts, and there's a number of ways that they could do this. The two parts of the flower bed are equal, so it is split in two halves. Halves. Well done. So you can see that they have split it going down the middle, so it's very equal on each side. They could have done it going across. so vertically. They could have done it diagonally this way, so that the two parts are equal, or they could have done it diagonally the opposite direction, which makes two more equal parts. So well done if you solved that at home. Your next question are, here are 4 squares. Which squares are split into halves? So what I'd like you to do now is I asked you to get some extra paper at the beginning, and also I forgot to tell you, you might need a scissors because you won't be able to cut them out otherwise. You are going to use a piece of paper to test this. So these are the 4 squares, and they've all shown how you are going to fold the piece of paper. So wherever you see the line, that's where you are going to fold it. Can you tell me which ones are folded in halves and which ones are not? So stop the video now while you continue with that activity, please. So, as I said, you could check this by folding or cutting a piece of square paper. So the 2 parts are not equal in this square. So as you can see, if I had folded a piece of paper here, I would have had a small bit and then a very big part, and they are not the same. And exactly the same if I did it here. I'd have a small part and a very big part. But we know when we do it in halves, they have to be equal. Fantastic. So the 2 ones at the bottom are equal because they've done it from corner to corner, which makes it diagonally unequal. And they have 2 halves. So the question for you today is, what does half actually mean? Can you write an explanation to what is half? Or could you show it using pictures? So if you'd like to stop the video now and solve that, please carry on. So the key vocabulary we are going to focus on today, and we are going to do my turn, your turn, okay? Fractions. Fractions. Well done. And a fraction is a part of a whole. Whole. Fantastic. So it's the whole of the shape, and if I wanted a fraction of it, I would be taking away a part of it. And that's why we are going to be learning about half. Half. Halves. Halves. Well done. So as you can see, you can write half with a 1 part out of 2. But that's not something very important that we need to know right now. What I'd like you to know more is the vocabulary of half, which is here. Okay? And when we do half, we split it into 2 parts. Shared by. Shared by. And 2 vocabulary that you are already familiar with is equal. Equal. And unequal. Unequal. Fantastic. So what we're going to do now is you are going to create these 2 shapes at home. You can either draw them, or you can cut the piece of paper out and then you can fold the piece of paper to show half. I'm going to ask you now to stop the video while you try and colouring half of these 2 shapes. So I'm now going to continue to solve this. I do not have paper with me, unfortunately, so I'm going to do it by using the model on the page. So I'm going to begin by cutting my, which one shall I begin with? I'm going to start with my circle, right down the middle, as you can see. And I have 1 part, 2 parts. So 2 parts make up a whole when we do halves. I'm now going to do the square. I am going to go this way. So I have 1 part, 2 parts. Are they the same size? Yes, they are. So they are equal. Fantastic. But is this the only way we could do this? Well done. You are correct. It is not. We could have done it any way on the circle, as long as it represents half. So as you can see, there is a number of ways that I could have cut to show different parts. And it's the same with the square. I could have gone down. I could have gone diagonally. Both ways. I could have gone vertically. I could have gone horizontally. So there's a number of ways I could have done with the square. So what you're going to do now is you are going to colour in half of these 4 shapes. Okay, so please stop the video now while you do that. Fantastic. So your next activity for today is, it's up to you if you'd like to draw these shapes and then represent how they've done exactly the same, or you could go to Tapestry. So ask your mummies and daddies, go onto Tapestry and you will be able to print off some of these examples. And as you can see at the top, there is some stars. 1 star, 2 stars and 3 stars. And as you go through them, they're going to get a bit tricky. So if you are finding 1 star very, very easy, you might want to go on to 2 stars and then go on to 3 stars. Okay, so it's up to you where you begin using the stars. Okay. So you'll have a table like this, and then all of the little images that you could stick onto the right places. And then finally for today, you are going to be doing some reasoning. So Johnny and Martin are showing how to split a square in half. Johnny, this is how you show half of a square. Martin, this is how you show half of a square. Who has split their shape in half? Can you explain your answer? Once you've done that, please upload all of the work that you have done today onto Tapestry. You don't have to do them all singly, you can do it as a group upload, and then we will all be able to see your fantastic work at home. So come back tomorrow and we are going to continue to look at finding halves of a shape. Bye, you one.